So I'm just gonna do this little cosmic chat. Remember, this is all entertainment only. For those of you who know different, you know different. This is the photographer. Much respect. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. Please know that. Okay. This agenda of planets has just like, I think has been such besmirched, in the fact that they keep pushing this instead of being honest about what we're really dealing with here is still incredible to me, considering how many people are taking pictures, how many people are paying attention, considering how many people are actually having experiences. It still blows my mind that this dude is still pushing this planet agenda. Okay, that is a being coming through. It's not a rock. All right, they're still convincing you that this space rock. All right, it's not. It's not. You know how it's not? I'm going to show you in 1 second. Just give me a second here. Yeah, I'm a real person, and I'm doing this raw and real, and this is who I am. Let me show you real quick. That's a skull, because it's a skull. It's not a space rock. It's a skull. That's a skull. That's a skull, because these planets were once ancient deities. You know, Jupiter being Zeus, etc. That's the photographer. They still are pushing this agenda. You know, it's like that would be a watcher. That would be like one of the watchers. Instead, they want you looking at circles and all this stuff to still push that agenda. It staggers me, considering the levels of supernatural everyone's capturing. You know, and again, like the Vatican didn't come out, and you believe what you want, but the Vatican has to come out now and explain and tell the world that we're about to experience some serious supernatural stuff, because the supernatural is now in our world. Before, they've been able to, not that it hasn't been in our world, but for many decades, due to whatever, the firmament or the wall or just our third eye, or however, many different layers of that, it has appeared in our world, hence paranormal investigators and Ed and Lorraine Warren really, really pushing to prove that paranormal is real and exists, and so isn't the devil, you know, and it exists. To now, it's all here, but they're pushing this. They're trying to tell you this is some space rock that's going to come through. It's a watcher, you know, and that's serious. When you're seeing this, it's a big red flag for your soul. You know, many maybe won't even know it, feel it, but I feel certain souls here do. So I thought this was a really great example of this agenda they keep pushing with these planets and asteroids, and these are just big rock. And how I'm understanding, and again, I'm just me. I'm not a professional anything. I've just been doing this a long time, and I'm always learning, and I stay open to try to understand what is happening here. And it's a serious, and I've been talking about it for years, about this integration that's happening, this convergence has to do with Tiamat, Gaia. Okay, we had Jupiter and Uranus in convergence. That's serious. Okay, this isn't just like, oh, it's a planet out there. It's a serious convergence for Gaia that has connected to her. And it talks about the three breaths, right? The three breaths, which are three deities to help protect her through these volcanoes. And there's going to be more going on that you're not going to see, but you're going to feel it. And then this stuff we're going to see. So I posted a video, and I felt it was important, and it was a serious piece to what is happening here with the gold. Okay, because if you read the ancient Sumerian text, okay, if you understand anything about the Sumerians, you know that Nibiru needed the gold, which we're on. We live on it. It's buried under a bunch of mud and everything, but it's gold. She's a golden dragon. We're on a dragon. Okay, Christ even says so, like we're on a dragon, a carcass of a dragon, which is Tiamat. And that is the great convergence. And what is happening with the red and the blue lights, which is actually supposed to be really high vibrational, but this world uses it in a different way. It's not a true, I don't know, it's not like a true, I don't know. The only way I can say it is like it's not its true form. It's not its true essence. It's not in its true purpose of what it can do. Because if you've ever learned about like the red light therapy healing, It's way more powerful than what they use it here for. They use it here for, because everything here is duality, okay? So that's changing. Everything is merging in what is this plasma shift. She's changing what we're on, what we live on. And it's not new age. That stuff cracks me up when people are talking about like new age. Like, no, man, there's nothing new age at all going on here. This is ancient stuff that we haven't been privy to because they want to keep us asleep and not knowing what is going on. She is changing form. Our land is changing form. What we live on is, and yes, clearly a lot of it is a matrix, digital. That's the battle of over the digital versus the natural order and way of things that's supposed to be versus the digital they have been pushing. And she's pushing that off of her, Gaia, Mother Earth, and that they're trying to say that's all new age. It isn't. It's a dragon. It's written in ancient scripts, for Pete's sakes. It's a dragon we're on. And she's waking up. She's waking up. All this plasma shift and activity is changing her. When you're seeing pictures of rivers that are turning blood red, that's plasma. It's not just because the water's red from red iron oxide. It's because she's changing. Something happened there. There's a wound there. Volcanoes are plasma. A blood, which is blood. She's real. She's alive. She's been dormant. She's been asleep. Enough for us to be here at this time. And it's changing. And they want you to still think that these are rock that are coming out of freaking nowhere. That are, it's a watcher. That's a watcher. It's on an asteroid. That's a watcher. And they're trying to convince this agenda. And this isn't to put anyone's down by any means. It's just, I see through the false narrative. I've shown this template, and I've shown how I don't know, I'm not going to really get into that, because that's not the point of the story. It's just, you pay attention to what your soul is telling you. Don't even listen to me. You pay attention to what your soul is telling you, because things are really shifting right now. Very much so. This isn't just like this rock that looks like a skull. This is a skull. Or something much larger than we are, that has been spiraling from a different realm, however that is, into now our world. Read the book of Enoch. It does speak on that, about all this, it's like a carousel that goes around us, and it's been lowering and lowering and lowering because of this time. And we would not be here. We're here for a specific reason. And I feel we're going to shift somehow, clearly, because we're made of plasma. And again, that video I posted, I felt was very important for those who are with me here, of understanding what's really going to take place. Because when you understand, even your heart is a toroidal field, right? Your heart. It's not just there to pump blood. It doesn't even pump blood. The blood pumps the heart. You're so much more than you even understand. And we're shifting and we're changing. Our matter is changing all around us over the digital. And I find these certain areas that are being targeted with these storms are not just weather. Oh, it's a spiraling of weather that created this tornado. That's the false template. These tornadoes are ancient beings. Deity, the supernatural is now in our world more than it ever has been. And they're battling right on the land, right in front of us. And boots on the ground storm watchers out there, that's a true paranormal investigator. I know they just think they're filming a storm. And I hope one of them at least watches my channel to really look at your footage, really edit it, really look at it, and really understand the evidence that you're capturing is really world changing, in my opinion, through the paranormal eyes that I see from. Because these are paranormal, supernatural beings. That is a watcher. That's not some random asteroid that's circling around us with planets. This is connected to Zeus, 100%. Hollywood is really pushing their Zeus with their little, that's Zeus. This little symbolism here, that's all Zeus. That's the lightning bolt. They're wearing lightning bolts. the mirrors they're using, the mirrors that have come out now with these lights in them, that's all portal stuff. So, you take it or leave it, but like I'm looking at this picture like this, still pushing that agenda. If it's an asteroid, it's just a big rock going around us. This dude knows what's up. There's no way this dude doesn't know what's up, and he's still not being honest. And that's on him and whatever, but I just see what I see, and I understand how I understand, and I share it. And, if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. There's a huge convergence going on here, and it has to do with the dragon that we're on. And she is shifting and changing. She's not staying dormant anymore. That term, hell froze over? Remember that term? Well, hell froze over. And now she is with all the energy with the sun in just the geomagnetic energy. We're in a whole other level of geomagnetic, electromagnetic energy. We're in the ethers now. Like, if you understand about the paranormal and about apparitions, all right, an apparition needs, what does an apparition need to appear? It needs electricity, electromagnetic, EMF energy. It needs moisture. If you know anything like about poltergeists, they will, like, I have a poltergeist activity where I am, but to me it's like old hat. But I never take it like, I don't take it lightly, let's put it that way. You'll see like randomly water being someplace it shouldn't be in your house. There's no reason for a little pool of water or whatever to be in your house or wherever you are. That is a sign of a poltergeist activity, along with, your cabinet doors open and closing, and so on and so forth. But what does a spiritual entity need to appear? Okay, and this is a spiritual entity on a massive scale, not one in your house. It's showing us worldly. It needed electromagnetic energy, radar. That's why the radar is at an all-time high. You're looking at what people think are microwave bursts. That's a battle happening. They're battling each other. All right. They created the radar for that. When they created the radar, and this is a fact, when they created the radar, they realized it interfered with these UFOs coming, which I think we've been colonized on some kind of, well, a dragon. But anyway, back to the radar, they realize interferes with their electromagnetic energy to come in and out of the realm. That's why Area 51 was created. There's something bigger going on there in Area 51, that they built a whole fencing around to keep everybody out, because it's way more than we probably can even grasp, honestly. And it's a portal. So when they invented radar, they understood that was like a weapon, if you will, to take, so we're watching this. If you understand what you're watching on the radar, it's a battle happening with things that you can't see, things that you are seeing, things that you're filming, things that you're capturing, things like this, and more. Like, the watchers are real. This script is going to play out, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. And then, Hollywood, because they have to tell you the truth, they wrap it in what seems to be an illusion, but it's really not an illusion of, we have the Watchers movie coming out. There's no coincidence in that. Do you think that's a coincidence? No. Same with A Quiet Place. I remember when that movie first came out, The Quiet Place, and now there's another one. And where's it targeted at? New York City. All right, New York City is very present in a lot of these so-called films. Like I said, Hollywood, that's all breaking down. Truths are coming out about pedophilia. These are really demonic beings. There's sacrifices being taken place. I mean, it's just, it's many dark layers to it. And they are at all-time high with their symbolism, with the lightning bolt. And I watch some things for reasons, and I mean, it's not just entertainment. I see what they're doing. You know, they're really hailing their god, if you will, with their lightning bolt. And Zeus is here. Zeus has been here. He's coming through somehow, some way. And these storms, if you go back to your Greek mythology, it is not a myth. It really explains like how it'll tell you Titans will come through a tornado, and they know how to do it. We've been so kept in the dark. I mean, we've already been in the dark, but I think these are really key points to warnings about the darkness coming, darkness on the earth, because that's not just a random rock looking like a skull. That's a watcher. That's a fallen one. That's a fallen one. That's a fallen one. And they got you thinking, oh, this is just orbiting around us 180 days. And I'm not saying this to be to a jerk to anybody, but the lightness that they are approaching this, and you know, this guy knows. This guy knows what's up. And he's still not, maybe he can't say it. I don't know. I really don't know, but it's more than just a bunch of rock and stuff. It's a supernatural, paranormal, spiritual prophecy event to take place. And to me, I think it's insulting everyone's trying to insult other people's intelligence to say these are just round balls going around us and another planetary system. You know, it's no. I think it's crap. I think, why don't you say the truth that these are big entities, the fallen ones, the watchers, coming through? Because I've shown many pictures of them coming right through. Arms are hanging over, heads are pushing through, legs are pushing through. They're pushing their bodies through. They've been breaking into our world for years now. I've been showing it. Me and somebody else have been talking about this for years. And proving it and showing it in footage and many others out there too, in footage, that this isn't just clouds and storms. These are supernatural entities that are here. And the supernatural is now merged with our world. And it's just going to become more evident and more clearer and clearer. But so isn't Gaia. She's waking up. She is changing. Her matter is changing, hence the volcanic eruptions. The water is changing. Her matter is changing, which we would change, however that is going to be. So I really just wanted to touch upon this because this is so profound of a perfect example of I got a huge warning, like when you see this, it's time to go. Where that is, I don't know, but it's a warning. And this thing is showing itself all the time now, more and more. I mean, people have been picking up on this for years, but this is really like right there. And then that gentleman in Kentucky that's been showing the big being behind the moon. You know, that's a watcher. That's a fallen one. That's why these people, you're all doing moon rituals out there. You're not doing a moon ritual to a moon. You think you're doing a ritual too. Or maybe you do know what you're doing. I don't know, but I don't do stuff like that because that's why. Because now this stuff is being shown to us because it was the promise. It's part of the promise. And we are here at this time because hell froze over to be here, to be a vibration in this for this change to happen. Whatever that is, as far as the whole hell froze over, well, that would be a big dragon because we're on a dragon. It's biologically the land of dragons. We're in the land of bones. We're in the land of dragons. We're in the land of serpents. We're in the land of giants. I mean, everything around us is a grave of one thing or another that we live on. It's freaky when you really think about it. It's really kind of freaky, creepy. And to make this illusion of you're on this round ball zooming through space instead of you're really in a graveyard. And this matter is going to change this structure, this formation, this dragon. And I found the gold back to that video I had posted. I found, because that whole, the show wasn't everything. Like, do you remember Rumpelstiltskin spinning hay into gold? I found that interesting with the gold being able to be a powder. It's another level of solid liquid gas, and then you have powder form, and that's why Nibiru, the Sumerians, would be here. They need that for whatever their atmosphere is, which I still haven't trying to really still understand that one, whether it's their ship or I don't know. I really don't know, because clearly these ships are worlds as well. I just don't think it's the way they showed us in the wallpaper in these textbooks that they give us. You know, the wallpaper of this is your, you know, this is your planetary system. It's bigger than that. You know, it really is, and it's going to be revealed, and you'll see. Doesn't matter what I'm saying. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't. You'll see for yourself. Like I said, you have to trust your own soul, because we have a lot of seduction that's going to go on. A lot of seduction, because this energy is here and it's dark. And if you're in a low vibration, it will try to seduce you. And even if you're in a high vibration, it's going to try to seduce you in the choices you make and the decisions you make in your everyday life. So just, you know, be mindful of that as well, or don't. You know, you do what you want. But I got a very serious message about that seduction coming through, and about that, and I take my messages serious. I trust my guides. I trust God. I'm not all knowing. I'm just a humble soul here, experiencing this weirdo stuff that's going on, and I do understand supernatural and paranormal. I'm not an expert at it. I just understand it. I've always have, in some strange way, understood that. And I've always seen the supernatural. I've always seen spirit all my life. And I always knew that there was so much more than what they were telling us that was happening around us. So, you know, heed the call or don't. But this is way more than just planets happening here. And Zeus is here. And Hollywood is really raising their hands, if you will, to it. Their emblems, I mean, they have, all of them are wearing lightning bolts and this symbolism here, which is a lightning. It's not just horns, man. It's a lightning bolt. And it's just interesting. And I watched it the other day, like, Jesus, can you be any more obvious that you're hailing this deity, which is Zeus? So, I think that's everything I wanted to cover right now, but that's a watcher. That's not just an asteroid. It's a watcher. There's a difference with that. There's a big difference with that. Hi, Moon Empath. And these are ghost storms as well. And I loved how, when you sent me that video on Ball, like it spoke about that, about the ghost storms. Like the storm is almost the distraction of what the storm is really about. And that's why I keep saying this to everybody, that it's supernatural. It's not just wind and rain. It's deeper than that. It's more than that. And think I've done a really good job showing that and proving that to the best of my ability as a soul here and a paranormal investigator here. It's I was given a bigger mission than what I was doing before. And that looks like a part of a hand in here as well, or something like that. Hold on, whoops, something like that. So that's really all I wanted to. I'm gonna make sure there's nothing else. This one here, I'll show you this one. Like I was seeing the prayer hands right here. This would be wrists right here. And the prayer hands, it's holding something. It looks like a head, because I can see the facial features in it. And then I just thought that was amazing. And you know, and I do think maybe these stargates come in different shapes and sizes. Maybe it's just not this round stargate. Maybe it's a horseshoe ring. Maybe it's prayer hands. Maybe it's a cup. You know, because you have port keys. It's so much to this. You have port keys. You have vortexes. You have portals. You have realms. You have stargates. There's a lot to this. So it's not that much of a stretch to say these are definitely prayer hands holding something here, which could totally be as well as a portal. And it's definitely got some stuff going on in here with this hook, this scroll. It looks like almost like a flower. And Archangel Michael gave me that message a long time ago. A few of them. First was, it looks like one thing, but it's another. And it's going to look like a flower, and use your discernment. So I found that interesting. And you know, you could see this could be the flower right here, like a lady slipper, you know, and then the little thing comes up like a hook. That's not, you know, a cloud, you know, or you believe what you want, but anyway, that's what I wanted to come on and just share a little bit about. Up here looks like a rabbit face and ears. I can see that. Up here, right in here. Yeah, I know you definitely see it. I know you've been studying a lot of going over footage and things like that. And that, I know, I feel like there's certain of us that are called to do that. Because clearly not everybody's doing that. But I do feel there's certain souls here that we're here to do that for a reason. And then, you know, you choose to share it or not. You know, that's a personal decision. Um, some people don't share it at all, and there's a people like me and you that are sharing it. And there's a lot of people that, you know, breaking down the Hollyweird and how they're demons and they're different levels of demonic beings, the triads, you know, dark and light, um, because that's all crumbling down as well, as it should, you know. So that's all I really wanted to come on for. I hope everyone has a great day. I might come on and do a reading a little bit, I'm not sure. Um, but I definitely wanted to cover that. I definitely wanted to cover this topic because Zeus is here. Zeus is definitely here. So hang on, because it's going to get bumpy.